Now hey guys, welcome back to the channel, another Swiss 001 video, and welcome back to challenge time. Or welcome back to the flight simulator. Today we've got a Concorde in front of us, and actually of course this is the very realistic Concorde that I always like to talk about. I mean, every switch, every button works, which is also scary again because I don't know what this does. Okay, this is the lighting, glare shield. Oh, that's what it just sets the lights. Great, I have no idea what this switch does. This one. I mean, literally everything works here. Welcome back to professionally flying with Swiss 01. But yeah, I mean, I just really like to experiment around with this very interesting plane a little bit, landing it on short runways at high altitudes. What we haven't done yet is bad weather specifically, and especially crosswind landings. See, landing a plane in crosswind, we've talked about that one before, but not with the Concorde, can always be a little tricky. I mean, here we have a Concorde trying to land in a high crosswind here in real life. We can already see how hard that is here in this video. Look. Hard damn landing. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, Concorde. Ah, man. But yeah, luckily the Concorde is pretty well with hard landing, so that's not too much of an issue. So yeah, then let's maybe see if I can do some crosswind landings indeed. Now, maybe using this 1,200 meter long runway is a little bit of a dumb idea. Are we gonna try some crosswind landings here anyway? Yeah. Okay, so this is the weather selector. Here we can, create weather scenarios. Add winds. For example, let's add a simple 10 knots of wind, crosswind, which means that we're gonna have to set the direction of the runway and add 90 degrees to that, so that we have direct 90 degrees crosswind from the side. Let's maybe go for 90 degrees crosswind from the right. So with a runway heading of 240, I'm making this way too complicated, right? Okay, we'll just do this here. Just go for 330. That'll be a direct 90 degrees of 11 knots. Something every plane should be able to do, but it's already at the point where it's a little not too easy for every pilot, okay? Let me just try this here. All right then, Concorde, let's do this. And we have this weird field of view blurry thing going on that I really don't like. Now, actually, there's a little bit of an other issue in this whole entire video, and that is the joystick that I'm using. You may see it here on camera too. It's this very bad Thrustmaster one. I broke my X52, as you might have already seen, yes. So I have to use my spare joystick now, which really isn't good. Probably just adding up to the difficulty of this actual challenge. So maybe let's just try this here with this very bad joystick here and bad winds. Pretty much everything about this flight is bad. How is this landing gonna work? Oh, Jesus Christ, that was as hard of a landing as the one in Leeds there on the YouTube clip. Oh my God, it's not even the crosswind that's making this landing a hard landing. Yeah, all right, there we go. That's starting off with, a little bit of a simpler crosswind, right? Not too easy, not, super harsh weather conditions, but not good piloting skills with this joystick. Oh, wow. Okay, that's beyond a hard land. That's pretty much a broken plane right now. Wow. Okay, then you know what? Let's actually just try a bigger airport too. Let's go back to Nice, which has a 10,000 foot long runway, which I think it'll work a little better. But let's also, of course, add up on the wind. Let's make it twice as fast, 20 knots. How about that? This is not gonna be good, right? All right, there we go. Now let's do some interesting landing indeed. Let me check out the crosswind camera that I like to call. Here we can actually see how hard this crosswind actually is. As you can see, the plane is really leaning towards the right now, into the wind again, which, the joystick, oh help. All right, come on, let's not crash. Why is the runway all blurry? Help. Okay, come on. Just with, no, we were hit with some very bad turbulence right there. Oh, wow. That was an interesting impact into the ground. Rest in peace, plane. All right, come on. Can we do this now? Oh, I'm approaching with a little bit of a higher speed just to get a little bit more control of this plane and when it's touching down, because I don't really, oh, great control of the plane right there. 1,500 feet per minute touchdown. Total crash. Alright then, let's maybe come in for a landing right here. Oh my goodness. It's always a little scary to land the Concorde, and especially at winds. You really don't want to be flying or landing this plane. Oh well, alright. Why is everything blurry outside? Help, okay, come on. Don't crash into the ground now. Let's make this a smooth landing. We have a lot of runway. Let's not crash our landing gear like the clip on YouTube there. Okay, come on, you can do it. Alright, that's been a hard landing. Rest in peace. Alright, let's now stop. Actually, compared to the other landings and that landing we saw on the internet, it's not too much worse. Okay, there we go. Great landing here in the Concorde. Yeah, not really. But really, here you can actually see how badly the plane was already impacted by these 20 knots of crosswind. The plane was leaning to the right. It was actually pretty hard to keep control of this plane properly. There we go. I was really just trying this with full power here. Yeah, I don't know, sometimes you really gotta mess with the plane, especially in a crosswind scenario like this. There we go. I mean, we just gotta say, landing at 20 knots really isn't common, right? It's only at storms where you have 20 knots, or maybe even more. How about 40 knots? Make this even harder, because of course 20 knots worked out perfectly fine. We totally didn't trash our landing gear. All right, let's go for 40. You know, this is something that, you know, can actually happen, but would you still fly Concorde in weather scenarios like 40 knots? Probably not. All right, there we go. Let's now go ahead and put that landing gear down. Everything else is ready. And now we can actually see, if we go to the tail camera again, the plane is heavily leaning towards the right, even though, of course, we're actually, you know, on course to the runway. Plane's very much leaned. Let's just see how this landing is gonna go. I mean, I kind of feel like the plane flies smoother now, actually. This is not that big of a problem. Okay, coming down here on that runway. Let's go ahead and put this plane straight for the runway and not touchdown sideways. Well, that was a touchdown. 1,300 feet per minute. Why is it so hard sometimes here? Oh, controlling this plane on the ground after a touchdown here is not easy. Or maybe my joystick is broken. That could also be. Great landing here. We just totally broke our Concorde again. I mean, 40 knots across when we have to say that. Plane was heavily leaned to the right. I was trying to correct it out again, straighten the plane out for the runway heading, so the plane wouldn't have to touch down sideways, which would damage the landing gear, but we did that anyway, so it really doesn't matter what we did at all. This is a great video. Okay, then. Okay, let's maybe try, like, somewhat of a limit. Let's go for 50 knots of crosswind, which is always, like, the... Actually, in fact, 30 knots of crosswind is the limit of most airliners and actually most planes overall. I mean, 30 knots, that's quite a bit of direct crosswind. You really don't want to be higher than that. We're at 50 knots now in a Concorde, which is already hard to land, so yeah. All right, there we go. Let's see 50 knots. Work. Let's maybe try. I'm gonna really try to make a smooth landing here. Okay, maybe approach with a little bit of a higher speed, giving me again more control of the plane. You know, it is completely okay to land this plane at 200 knots, in my opinion. So let's do exactly that. Come on, you can do this now. Yes, looking good. Looking good for the first time ever. That was actually very much looking good. I was straightening out the plane, as you can see, was going pretty well. Alright everybody, let's try this again now. Put everything down here, get everything ready here for landing here in this Concorde. I mean, last time worked great, but this joystick is broken. Oh, time for it's genuinely broken. The pitch doesn't work anymore. Time to try this one, am I right? Alright then, apparently this one is also a little bit broken with the yaw, as you can see. Yeah, and X-plane is also broken now. Well, it's ready the Concorde. Anytime I fly a Concorde, everything breaks. Because when I flew the Concorde, I broke the other joystick. God damn it. I mean, we did some nice crosswind landings today, didn't we? I mean, the first two were okay. There was one that was actually alright. And the one that happened when the flight simulator crashed was also pretty good, right? So this is a totally perfect video. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, good night.
Here on YouTube, like Block, Mubarak, Junk in the Trunk, Rafal, Oman the Human, DJ Straw, Deload, Tyler Park, Ian from Osk, Gurkum, Stefan Smeethofer, Moritz Wilhausen, Tuppy Cook, Great Karamba John, No to You, Laird Lama, Government Pasta, Calamity Airlines, Kelly Chaos, Philip Cherrier, Science, Maz Killeg, Rodolfo, New York, Ollie H, Blue Aviation, Cheese Doritos, Shadow.